To help you understand static fields, static methods, and static classes, there's a couple of programs you're going to work on. The first one is a little bit longer. You're going to create a new program called Bank Balance. And the examples that I have selected here are similar to what you have to do. In fact, this first one has a static field and it's got the set and get methods that you need. The second one is showing you a static constructor, and the third one has a static method within the same class, which are all things you're going to be asked to do here. Okay, so I've got links to those examples from the key points. So you're going to start by creating a new program named Bank Balance. You're going to create a balance class, and you're going to have 6 fields. And you'll notice that transactions is static, okay? And the other ones are not static. And these are all private. Then you're going to do a parameterless static constructor for the transaction field. And then you're going to do a parameterless constructor for the remaining fields. You're going to do get and set methods for each field. For the transaction field, the set method should retrieve an integer and increment the transactions by the integer retrieved. And so if we look, there is an example of exactly what you need to do. Okay, so there is always a method to the madness when I link things in. So make sure you take a look at those examples because they are definitely going to help you here. So you're going to do all your set and get methods, and the transaction field, you're actually going to increase transactions by the number that is passed in through the parameters. So all of this is going to go above the main method. And then below the main method, you're going to create a static print transaction method. And that method is going to receive a balance object as a parameter. So you're going to pass the balance object. The method should not return any data. And the output should look very similar to the example that I have here. And this is showing 2 different transactions. So you're going to print out the account and the name, the beginning balance, the withdrawals, and the deposits. And then you're going to calculate the ending balance. Okay, so that's everything that's going to print out. In the main method, you are going to create a balance object. And then you're going to get into a loop where you are asking for the account number. And you're going to say, what is the account number quit to N? And then your while loop is going to check to make sure that the account number doesn't equal quit, because account number is a string. Okay, and as long as it doesn't equal quit, then you will pass it along to using the set account number method so that it assigns the value. You're going to prompt for the beginning balance, pass that along to set balance, prompt for the deposits, send that along to set deposits, and I'm going to do the same thing for withdrawals. Then, after receiving all of this account information, you're going to add 1 to the number of transactions. Okay, and so how are you doing that? Well, if you look over here, you're going to call set transaction and you're going to pass it the number 1. That will add the 1 in. Okay, and then once you're done calling set transactions, you're going to call print transaction and get this nice printout that we looked at up here. So you're going to stay in this loop until the user enters quit. Okay, so here are the prompts that you would see, and then here's the entire sequence, or the end of the sequence. So this is the last account I added. So you can see I've gone through, this is in the while loop that's up in the main program. Okay, after I pulled in withdrawals, then it called set trans, and then it called the static print method, which is where this lower half got printed. Return went back up to main, where it prompted, what is the account number, quit to end. And then I entered quit. Okay, so that's the type of processing that you need to do in this program. And I'm going to pause and I'm going to actually run the program so you can see it run. All right, so I've got the program running. What is the account number? What is the account name? Beginning balance. Total deposits. We'll make this easy math. All right, so that was my first one. I'll do another one. And account number is a string, so entering a D is not going to be a problem. What is the account name? Let's see. Beginning balance. Deposits. Shaggy came into some money here. Withdraws. Okay, so now I'm going to quit. Okay, and then it's done. Okay, so that is the first program. And then to turn that in, you're simply going to copy the code. You can actually click in Visual Studio, press Control and the letter A. That'll highlight everything. Either edit and copy or Control and the letter C, as in cat. We'll copy it, go into Moodle, and you can paste it directly into the submission box, or you can launch a notepad program and you can paste it in here and save it as a text file. Either way is fine. Program number 2, you are going to create a static club class similar to the last example in the key points. The last example has a static class, I think it's called students, and a non-static called college student. You only need to do a static one. Okay, so you're going to create a static club class program, and then you're going to do a public static class named club. And your club class should include the 4 fields that are listed, and they all should be static. So you're going to have to add the keyword static to all of them. Then you're going to do get and set methods for each one of them. You're going to call a print method that will display all the field data, and you can format it however you want. And then in the main method, you're going to create one implementation of the static class. And remember, you're not creating objects here. Okay. And then you're going to call the print method to display the data. So it is very, very similar to this program. Not this portion, okay, but it's very similar to what we did here in the static class. And then in the main method, it is very similar to what we did here. Okay, and that will give you a little practice with static classes. And then once you're done, you are going to either copy and paste that code into the Moodle Dropbox, or you're going to create a new text file, save it, and upload it. If you run into any problems, you should be able to copy and paste your code right into an email message and send it to me. That's actually the best way for me to debug your program, because I actually have to run it. Looking at error messages is not super helpful. I actually need to run your code because then I can double click on the error. I can see the place in the program where the error occurred. I can also look for any red flags in the program, red flags being red squiggly underlines because those are errors. So for me to troubleshoot, I actually need your code. So please send it to me if you have problems, and I'm happy to help.